is the Cougar Luxlim low profile optical mechanical keyboard. Now what that means is it's excellent in games, while only being 20mm thick at its thickest point. Let's take a look and see what makes this keyboard great. Firstly, out of the box, you do get the keyboard itself, a 1.6 meter long detachable USB-C cable, so if you need a longer cable, you can just buy your own, 3 magnetic stands to adjust the height of the keyboard, and your user manual. The keys on the Luxlim come in either red or blue and are optical mechanical keyboards, and if you don't know what optical keyboards are, then let's have a little chat about that. So if you want a good gaming keyboard, you probably already know about mechanical keyboards, and the difference between optical and mechanical are really the way they are actuated and of course their lifespan. Generally speaking, optical switches do have a longer lifespan and they actuate quicker, making them better for gaming, while mechanical switches are better for general use, so for gaming and typing, and they can feel better to use since you have such a wide variant of mechanical switches out there, from linear to clicky and everything in between. Now of course this is just general speaking, and you can buy mechanical switches that will last longer than optical switches, and mechanical keyboards are still really good for gaming. It's just that optical switches do actuate quicker on general, meaning they will give you that slight edge when used while gaming. Now while using the Luxlim keyboard, there were a few things that I didn't like and a few things that I liked. So let's start with what I didn't like and then let's end with what I liked. Now the first thing that I didn't like is the fact that it is a wired keyboard, but the one thing that I did like about that is the fact that you can actually remove the cable, meaning that you can remove this entire keyboard without having a cable on it to actually clean your desk, to clean the keyboard itself, or just to move around easier if you don't want that cable to always be in the way. And then another reason why it's great that the cable can be removed is that if you are further away from your desktop PC, then you can just get a longer cable to suit the length that you need, instead of having to rely on either extension cables or the cable that it comes included with the keyboard itself. And then secondly is the fact that the keys aren't hot swappable, but that's also a personal preference on my side. I just like being able to swap out switches that have either died, or swap out all of your switches for a different color if you are maybe perhaps looking for a different feel or a different sound or whatever it is. Then you can do that with hot swappable switches. With these, you are kind of stuck with the ones you get. But let's get to why I like this keyboard and why you might like it as well. And the first thing I liked about this keyboard is the size, and not just the length and the breadth of this keyboard, but also how thin it is. The low profile keys for me felt amazing to use, the switches don't wake up your neighbors when you're using it, and the travel distance for me was kind of perfect. The keys also have a nice texture to them, and they almost feel rubberized in a way, and the concave design makes it really comfortable to use these keys, and they also create more space between each key, ensuring that you won't hit the wrong keys accidentally. I also like the fact that you can remove the cable as mentioned before, the overall metal brush look of the keyboard combined with the matte look of the keys, and then lastly has to be that you don't require any software to use the keyboard, and everything you need can be done via shortcuts on the keyboard itself, saving some resources on your PC to even better your gaming experience. Now with the built-in shortcuts, you can change between 14 different lighting effects depending on what you want or you need for your setup, and the slight underglow below the keyboard was a nice touch, even though it is very subtle and you hardly ever notice it, especially during the day. Now the big question is, should you actually go out and buy one? And for me personally, if you're going to be going out looking for a new gaming keyboard, then this is definitely one you should be keeping your eye on. The keyboard itself is priced fairly well at around 1,900 Rand, and since it is an optical mechanical keyboard, it is really great for gaming, and from testing it for a couple of days in titles like Apex Legends, Overwatch and CSGO, I can definitely say that it is really good. Now I also use this keyboard to write the script for this video as well, and sometimes for me the keys felt a little close to each other in the beginning when typing, but as soon as I spent a few hours typing on this keyboard, it did get better over time, and I did get more comfortable actually using this keyboard for typing. So overall, is this the ultimate gaming keyboard? It definitely is a good contender in my opinion. It has the right type of switch, it doesn't require any bloatware to be installed, and the small design makes it really easy to use on any setup and turn in any orientation for your gaming needs and your requirements. Now if you're looking for something wireless, then this may not be the option for you, but if you don't mind the wires, then you definitely need to give this keyboard a try, as it could just become your next gaming keyboard. Now if you have any questions on this keyboard, feel free to ask me down in the comment section below. While you're down there, please leave a like and subscribe, it really does help the channel out a lot. And then as always, until next time, cheers.